In previous session, we taught until page 109. So we go to page 109. The coordinate system in OpenCV. To show you the coordinate system of Open image, this logo has a dimension of 20 times 80 is 360. We can add the pixel count in every axis. 20 is the width of the image. In the is rows of zero index, meaning that the left corner zero zero. So the pixel in the upper left corner it's zero indexing. One pixel. So the first one remember that the first number, we can remind it, the coordinate of this pixel is 0 and 0. This is the first number is the number you see, is the same row. Units of this can even the information an individual pixel can be extracted from an image in the sense an array is a reference is reference go right the first increases and when we compare from is increased. The voice is low. Increase the is the voice better now? If the voice is good, now I increase level. It is good. Okay, nice. Thank you. So manipulating pixels in OpenCV. In this section, you will learn how to actually use OpenCV and modify them. This is the image properties. If you want to work with many pixels at a time, you need to create region rest. In this section, you will learn how to do this. Finally, you will edit and merge images. Images, by arrays. Therefore, most of the operations are included in this example are related to NumPy. So a good understanding of NumPy and learning the code included in these examples and to write optimized code CV. So we will explain about NumPy. So the Sinian manipulating pixels in OpenPG on images. Now, okay, I will open the questions after the course, okay, after the session. Let's see, we load images. The blue channel is the first. In OpenCV, blue channel for a color image. For a color image or the color images, the first channel is blue. The green, okay. Uh, uh, I will say the code. Go after finishing the session. Okay, so don't worry about the please see the accessing and manipulating with grayscale images section to fully understanding these concepts. First, reach to work with using the image read. Let me that I run Spider. To read an image in OpenCV, we use cv2.imageRead function. This is the function that we use. In the work section, the image should be in the working directory, or a full path image should be provided. So when you write a program, the program is in some directory. So we say to that directory the working directory. When you run the program and read an image, that image should be at that directory, the same that our program is. But also you can provide the full path of the image. If it means that if the image that you want to read, it's not in the same directory as the file as the program is. So there is an example here. We are going to read the logo PNG image and store it in the img variable. So if we want to read an image and save it in a variable, so we give a name to the variable and then we say cv2 image read logo.png. It has been loaded in img. We will gain access to some properties of the image. So each image has some properties. For example, the first property we are going to extract from the loaded image is shape, which will tell us the number of rows, columns, and channels if the image is in color. If the image is in color, we also have the channels. But if the image is not color, it's a grayscale, so this is we don't have channels. We will store this information in the dimension variable for future use. So let me run the program. So here I wrote the program last session. Let me run it. F5. Oh, okay. You see this program that I wrote in the previous session read an image from this directory, the image cat.png. It's from chapter 5, okay? If I go to chapter 5 of the code, you see this is the cat PNG. If I right click on it, and then properties, details. So this is an image 300 pixels in row and column. So I close it. I wrote this if for any reason, maybe we can successfully. So for example, I write here cat1.png. So we don't have this image in that directory. So if I run it, so it uses an error. You see, it uses an error that because we try to show image show is for showing an image. We read the image and save it in the variable img. If the image is not there, or we write the name incorrectly, or for any other reason, maybe the img will be none if the reading of the image, if the reading of the image fails. So then when we try to show the image, it uses an error. You see, it says that in line 15, line 15 is this image show. There is an error. It says that assertion failed, size width. Okay, there is an error. The error is that it couldn't read the image. Why? Because I wrote its name incorrectly. So if I remove the one again, we press F5, or I click run, and the program uh, executed, and it can show the image successfully. So also we can select another image, for example, cat dash face.png. So let me copy this. So Control V, cat face. So I change the variables to image 1 and image 2. So if image 1 is none, so here I show image 1, and also I can show another in another window. I go to and say show the image. If I run it now, you see the caption of this window is 1, caption is 2. Okay, so I click. You see the windows stay open. So if we want to close them automatically, we can call destroy all windows. So I run it again. So it shows images. Now the program is here, the running of the program on CV wait key 0. It waits that we press a key on the keyboard. So when, for example, I click enter, then it reaches, closes and destroys all windows. So okay, wait a second. Oh, So the when there is an error in reading the image, then maybe image 1, for example img1 is not. So we can exit from the program immediately. I write sys, then sys exits. Let me run it. For example, I put a G here, then the first one is. You see? Uh, Now I wrote pass of first image. I put so it's the first image read can so I write img1. Correct them. Then it prints that exit program stops. The code don't execute. If you don't do that, then it will issue an error. So for example, if I put a this line to comment in Python, when there is a hash on beginning of the line, it's a comment. It means that it doesn't run. So if I don't put sys.exit and when img1 is none, because it couldn't read the image, it's unsuccessful. Img1 is none, so it issues an error. You see, it issues as an error. But we don't want that some exit error. So we say that if and then it prints, for example, error in reading img1, and then by sys exit exits. So this okay. If the sound is cutting, I put the video on the my site. Oh, uh, Okay, now it's better. This sound good at the moment. If it's good, please send plus or 1. Maybe. Okay. So there was a question. Uh, there was a question. What is CV2 wave key? Okay. I explained to you it using the documentation of OpenCV. Wait, then I open the documentation of OpenCV. Then I explain to you. No video. Oh, okay. Okay, you see the desktop or no? Okay. So I open the so this is the uh, in documentation of OpenCV. It waits for a key. The function wait key waits for even finitely. Wait is less than or equal 0. Or for delay milliseconds when it is positive. Okay? So when we write here wait key 0, the argument is 0, it waits infinitely for pressing a key. Why? It's before image show. So because if you don't put it, if you don't put this, I convert it to a comment, I run it. You see, are displayed, but they are closed immediately. To change it, that we have enough time to see the images, we put CV2.wait key. So when we run it, see, the key is here now in CV2. It waits for a press. Uh, I into the next statement. Of course, this program return value. see, wait a second that I show you. I should tell you say that wait 1 millisecond. It means 1 second. And if I put a positive number here instead of 0, it waits. For example, here it's 1000, then it waits 1000 milliseconds. If it is 100, then it waits 100 milliseconds. But if it is 0 or minus a negative value, then it waits infinitely. So if I put 1000, I run it. So you see it closed automatically because it waited for 1 second, 1000 milliseconds. If we don't press any key, then it goes to the next command, to the next statement. So if I print ch, you see enter. So you see it writes the code of that character. Okay. But normally we don't save this, the return value. Okay. If we need it, we can use it. But if we don't need the return value, so it of the pressed key, it returns code. You see delay in milliseconds, 0 in the special value, that means forever. Okay. So let's come back here. Note that I put an R here before quotation. If I remove this, then there will be an error again. You see, it can't read the image. If we want to read, what is the reason why it couldn't read? Because for each backslash we should put 2 backslash. Backslash is a special thing. I mean between quotations. Each 2 backslash considers 1 backslash. You see, then it runs. Okay, but we can put still 1, but we should put an R here. When we put an R here before the quotation, we say that consider this string as is. Consider the string as is. So if we put an R before a string in Python, it means or it says to Python, consider it as is. Otherwise, i.e. Without any R, we should put 2 backslash instead of 1 backslash. Okay. Okay, so we still should put another if here, or we can here, or img2 is none. We then change it, error in reading image 1 or image 2. So if we put a mistake here, then I run it. So when it reaches condition is true, and the program, this print is run. You see, error in reading image executed, and then by sys.exit, we exit from the program immediately. So if image 1 is none or 2 is none. For example, maybe we have a mistake here. So again, it's the case. But if there is no error, then we don't have any problem. Normally we put 0 here. So it waits forever. It waits forever to press a key. So when I press a key, it stops. It finishes the program. From this command and reaches this statement or command, then SQL Windows will run and all windows are destroyed. Okay, let me come back here. Oh, we wanted to talk about the shape. The shape. So I write print img1 dot shape equals img1 dot shape. Also we do it for image 2. So image 2, I run it again. So it waits here, I press the key. So you see, image 1 shape is 300 by 300 by 3 channels. The second one is this. Okay? No sound again. I think you should have my sound at the moment because my connection is excellent now. If you hear me, please send a plus if the sound is good. It's pretty good. Good. Okay, thank you. So, the I show you how you can find it. Okay, in NumPy shape of array. Uh, shape of an array. You can find this in NumPy or std. So, for example, if you have an array like this in NumPy, its shape is this. If okay, it's not enough here. Anyway, the shape tell us the number of rows, columns, and channels if the image is in color. But maybe image is not in color. I changed the first one a bit. Let me change the second one. Control C, Control V, img3. So if I put a 0 here, I add comma 0 here. What will be? Well, what will happen? So I write this. I show image 3. So I name the window 3. You can put anything here, okay? The name of the window. So I print the shape of the image 3 as well. Image 3. So you see what happens. Image 2 is this. It's a color image. When I add the 0 at the end of the image read, it reads the image in grayscale. So you see, you see now, the image 3 shape doesn't 3 on the end. So if the image is grayscale, then we have just the width and height, the number of rows and columns. Okay. Okay. Uh, you see, in book, it saves img shape in dimensions. In the book, the variable name here is img. In my program, it's img 1, 2, or 3. Its name. So we can save the image shapes. Let me Control C here, Control V. For example, I write D1 equals this. Okay, I can save. Oh, where is it? D3 in the book. It's the shape of the img in a variable with dimension. I save them in D1, D2, and D3. Then we can put here D3, D2, and D1. Okay, I run it again. You see, same thing. Okay. This program, I will send it. Why not? Why not? Save it. Let me write here scripts. Why in PDF? In high it's better. It's not working. Let me check if there is a PDF here. Do you see PDF here? I don't see a PDF here. I can send it in file that you can have it. I will send it, okay? Let's continue here. After the image has been loaded in IMG, you will access to some properties of the image. The first property we are going to extract from the loaded image is shape, which will tell us the number of rows, columns, and channels if the image is in color. And then it has channels. We will store this information in the dimension variable for future use. So you see these lines are comments, okay? But this one is the statement that saves IMG shape in dimension. Also, another property is the size of the image. IMG size is equal to the multiplication of height times width times channels. So this is the IMG size. It saves in variable with the name of total number of elements. Image D type is obtained by IMG D type. In this case, the image data type is uint8. It's 8 bits and with 0 and positive numbers, unsigned characters. So it can. So what is the range? I explained in the previous session. If the range is between 0 and 255. So each pixel can be a number between these two numbers. So we have D type as well. So I can here write IMG1 D type. So you see D type uint8 or IMG2. Again, it's uint8. We can also write we can write, for example, we say IMG saves it in image underscore D type. To display an image, we will use the CV2 image show function to show an image in a window. The window automatically fits to the image size. The first argument to the function is the window name. And the second one is the image to be displayed. In this case, since the loaded image has been put in the second argument. So in function 0, that we write it like this. So therefore, so us to so this function weight will allow weight key normally after image show. Have enough time to see the to access this pixel that code its x is 40 and its y is 6. We use the following code. using ing, fix, and so we can will be 1 for B, G, R. For example, 6 two numbers. So shape is correct. Oh, height channels. Okay. Then the pin designated, then it gives us values. Right. So we have loaded this each opens the G format. For colored images. Additionally, we can access one at a time. In this case, we will use row, column, and the index channels. For example, this 6, 40, and if we want this, it will be the red channel. This people showing the image So colon, I check this. Uh, so you see a line here. This is the red line. So is the number of run is the number. Because actually images in OpenCV in OpenCV images numpy row number, or we can see by OpenCV functions numpy. The first number is the no number, but in OpenCV functions. You see, look here. It's an ordinary command, so we don't use an OpenCV. Now you can check it. This is a red color. Okay, so when we run, you see it's uh, row. It's a row. You see, it's a row. Row 20. So the first number is the number, or it's an array. Okay. Until channel 1, okay? Then you should one use. We gave it the number of row and the number of columns. Instead, it should have 3 values. But if we give the channel number as well, then of course we should finish the executing of the previous run. Then I run it again, so there is no problem. Of course, I can make set each pixel in row 13. The first channel is green. So I put, for example, each green value there 255. You see, it changed the green value, just the green value. So note that previous execution didn't finish, so I press G to finish it. So the pixel values can be modified in the same way. Here, that is how I explain this. Deal with a certain region rather than one pixel. In this case, the ranges of the values should be provided instead of individual values. For example, to get the top left corner of the image, enter the following. So with this command, you see we say img rows from 0 to 50, columns from 0 to 50. So then it's another array, it is another image or another sub-image, or we can say it is a region of interest or a region of the image, or it is a certain region. You see, it is a certain region. We put it in the variable top left corner. Actually, the top left corner is another image, smaller than img, but we can play with it in the same way. Note that when we say from 0 to 50, 50 doesn't include. Okay? Let me do it. I'll copy it here. Then I, for example, write it here. Of course, we don't have img, so I change it, for example, img1, F5. Then I check top left corner shape. You see, it's 50 by 50. So it means that rows are from 0 to 49. The 50 itself doesn't include. This is the convention in Python. The last number in indexing, when we set a range of indexing, when our indexing is arranged, the last number doesn't include. So maybe we stop here, okay? Until page 150. No question? Very good. Very good. So